Do more by doing less. With me, Charles Alexander, for small business owners, startups, and busy folks.
Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
It is that time of year. A brand new year and a brand new you. Oh, no more messing around. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, refuse to take no for an answer, and make all the monies. I'm going to BHAG, smart goal, vision board, burn the boats, and all the things. You sick of that yet? I kind of am. Look, I get it. I love goals as much as the next guy. In fact, probably more. I'm one of the nerdy people that will actually write my goals out and put it in front of me. I've made the mistake before of taking a picture of my laptop monitor with my phone, which is the most boomer type thing ever to do. I'm Gen X, by the way, and send it to friends because I'm trying to show them something, and then they'll see my little Post-it note, and the mocking ensues, and probably rightfully so. We all have goals. We like to share goals. We like to talk about goals. Look, I've changed the way I do goals. I've changed the way I do goals with my clients. I've also learned to kind of break free from some of those stale cliches and all of the pressure that social media and my own dumb brain can put on me when it comes to goals. Goals need to be simple. They need to be smart. They need to be attainable. But as much or more than anything, they've got to be attached to something. They got not just your why, but it has to have a deeper meaning. For example, the main point I want to get across to you here is that we all need at least one goal for whatever it's going to be, a 90-day period, a 12-month period. I'm not real big into creating like 5-year goals and trying to work my way backwards into them because what I do changes so often, and so do you. Start with a revenue goal, okay? Now, here is the mistake that many of us make, myself included, and I've done it year after year, where I will set a revenue goal. I'll simply take a look at what I made one year and then the next year up it by 10 or 20%. Oh, I had a zero behind it. That's fine. But there has to be a reason for it. What will that extra money bring you? What will happen because of it? Will it allow you to help more people? Will it allow you to hire somebody that you've been dying to work with? Will it allow you to take more time off? Will it allow you to do personal things? In my house, just, making 10% more doesn't mean much, but making 10% more might mean, hey, this family gets to check off a bucket list item of going to Hawaii, or in our case, last year we went to Costa Rica. Or maybe the added dollars will help you offset increased insurance for new drivers into your household, or a better Christmas, or say whatever, but it has to have an attachment, something attached to it. And that's the reason I always go back to a revenue goal. Now, look, if you've met your revenue goals and you're happy, then the goals you set for yourself, they need to mean something. If you want to lose weight, great. But why? What will that get you to? Will that make you live longer? Will that make it easier for you to get out and play with your kids? Do you have a goal for I said earlier, the number of people you want to help? Is it just cool to say, well, I want to reach as many people as possible because I'm a servant leader? That's just a Facebook post. Is there a reason you want to work with 10 more people? If not, don't make that a goal. Look, let me give you some practical examples for myself and what I've done with others in terms of creating the right goals. And the goals I'm going to talk to you about today, as much or more than anything, is how to spend your time. Because that's one thing we're not getting back. And I keep talking about money. Money and time are, in fact, related. If you're not at your revenue goal just yet, then getting to your revenue goal ought to be done with the idea that it frees up more of your time. If you've already met your revenue goal, then great. We're going to talk about how to free up that time. So, for example, I've had this exact same discussion about goals for people when they go through my coaching program and they're trying to reduce the number of days they work or spend more time elsewhere. This last coaching group, it had agency owners, solopreneurs, moms, dads, singles, a lot of different folks, similar things. Their goals, it wasn't all that money related because they'd already met their revenue goals. Some weren't even that business related. And if they were, it's because the business goal led them to be able to reach their personal goals. For example, somebody wanted to increase revenue by 20,000. Somebody might have wanted to hire somebody. Somebody wanted to reduce work hours. But the main thing everybody wanted was more time with their family. And family's a relative thing. But maybe it's kids, grandkids, just a spouse, or just you going to see mom and dad, whatever it is. Another person's goals were as simple as, I want to be able to be available, be more flexible to take, in my case, take Ava to dance, pick up Lane from basketball, listen to Lily play piano, or maybe somebody else wanted to be able to cook dinner with the family one night a week. It's Monday. We're all going to get here into the kitchen and make one meal together. Doesn't matter what it is. We're going to have movie night once a week, or maybe somebody else's goals in there was to be able to go on some destination vacations. Somebody else's goal was to be able to go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week, learn how to play guitar themselves, have date night. Those were the goals that they were working on. Now, what I want to look at with you is what issues are getting in your way of setting these personal goals that make your business function to fulfill those personal goals. Some of these folks were feeling guilty for not being in the office every time their employees were, because they felt like they needed to be the leader that was right there elbow to elbow with these folks. And some of them felt like they needed to be available for their clients 24/7. Other ones had difficulty in prioritizing and had these professional pressures and peer pressure from other people in the community that wanted them to serve on committees or boards. And a lot of them had family pressure, things they had to do for extended family or even in their own household. What I want for you is to be able to set a single goal that makes everything else kind of fall into place. And for me, and for you, and for most people, that's getting your time back in order. That's being able to do more by doing less. So if you hit the revenue goal, great. If you haven't, set that goal, but then what does that revenue help you do? Right now, here's the steps that you and I are going to take. I'm going to assume you have hit a revenue goal. And even if you haven't, set a revenue goal, but then make it related to this. What do you want your ideal work week to look like? That's the goal I want you to set so you can kind of get your life back so it can make everything else fall into place. What do you want your work week to look like? And I get a bunch of random answers with this until I really sit down with somebody and explain to them what this means. Well, I just want to be flexible. I just love what I do and I could work all day long. I'm not helping these people. I don't believe them. What do you want your work week to look like? Write it down. I've asked this question hundreds and hundreds of times. I've taught this workshop, this intensive, the group coaching several times. A lot of people will say they want a Monday through Thursday work week. They want to power through, get it done between 6 and 12. Other people have said they want a Monday through Friday with Wednesdays off, or they want Monday through Friday, but abbreviated times, or they want Monday through Friday, work 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon. I don't know what that is for you, but in order to really get where you want to be, to have the time, to have the flexibility, to have the freedom, you need to go in and set that goal. Set the goal of how many hours you want to work throughout the course of the week and what days you want to work. Then the next thing you need to answer, and this is maybe harder for a lot of people, is what would you do with that free time? Now, look, if you haven't met your revenue that you need in order to keep the lights on, that free time is now set aside creating more opportunities. Maybe you need to network more. Maybe you need to do more cold outreach. Maybe you need to create content. Maybe you need to teach as a way to gain more business, more flexibility. There's dozens of things, different podcasts, different day. If you have met your revenue goal and you do want to set your time accordingly, then you have to know what you're going to do with the free time that you have. Again, when I ask other people this, I get all kinds of answers. Spend time with family. I want to travel. I want to exercise. I want to see friends. Volunteering, hiking. I know I've covered that before. Everybody pretends they want to hike. But then even go deeper than that. Spend time with my family. Well, what does that mean? I can tell you I've freed up plenty of time for myself, and on occasion when I have time to spend with family, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting there looking at one of my kids and they're looking at me. Now, if you have a goal that's written, great. So I'm there with my middle child, Lily. Instead of us just kind of sitting there and her going off to her room and playing on her phone and me dumbing out on Netflix, I have a written goal. Lily, I want to hear the song that you've been practicing at voice, both with singing and guitar. Tennessee Orange, great song, by the way. Let's go hear it. She will gladly play it for me. If I'm there with a wife, like, let's sit down and let's talk about what your day look like. If I'm with Ava, let's play a board game. Tell me about dance. Let's play a board game. She likes board games. Let me talk to Lane. Let's go out and shoot ball, buddy. Have a list of written things that really mean something to you. That's part of setting that goal. If you want to travel, you can't just dumbly say travel. This year, we want to go to the mountains. We want to go to the beach. We want to go overseas. Here's how much it costs us. What we're going to do when we get there. Visualize it, and it will help you reach that goal. Don't just say, I want to exercise. What does that mean? I want to go to the gym X number of days per week. I want to lower my weight to this amount or my body fat percent because my doc said cholesterol medicine is on the way, and I don't want that. I want to see friends. Great. What friends do you want to see? What do you want to do with them? Do you want to go golf, or do you want to go to dinner? Do you just want to have them over? Who is it? How long you want to have them over? Volunteer. Where? Just volunteer doesn't make any sense. Do I want to go to the soup kitchen to help collect cans? Do Meals on Wheels? Apparently everything I do has to do with food. Look, that's what I'm doing. What do you want to do? Skip all the BHAG and the SMART and the vision board and all that and burn the boats. If you've hit your revenue goal, figure out what you're going to do with your time. That's your goal this year. If you hadn't hit your revenue goal, figure out how to hit the revenue goal to free up your time to do the things that you want to do. Or if you don't, you can just keep #crushing it. Try to meet your goal of doubling your business so you can serve more people and fulfill your life's mission, or you can burn out and have a ton of regrets. That's what I'm going to do. The opposite of that. I'm going to, do something different, something personal, something I will enjoy, and something I wish I'd have done sooner. So what's next steps for you? Go to my site at yourcharlesalexander.com. I've got coaching options on there for you. This is the sort of stuff we talk about, work through all of the time in a community of people that are just like you and me. And by the way, the folks that have been in my group, they have set these goals. They work fewer hours and they make the same or more money, and each of them have succeeded. If you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, advisor, agent, or freelancer, listen up. You'd rather do what you love, spend more time with family, friends, traveling, exercise, sleep, have the time to do what you want instead of putting out fires, fighting never-ending to-do lists, checking email at 9 p.m., then go to yourcharlesalexander.com. I've created the toolkit you need with all the bells and whistles to help you streamline your workflow without sacrificing your income. Just go to yourcharlesalexander.com, scroll to the bottom, grab the exclusive toolkit, and start seeing results right away and take the first step toward a more balanced work life. And as always, if you don't, an angel may actually lose its wings. True story. Have a great day.